Dear students, today we will take a break from the play, and today we will start a new poem, Asleep in the Valley by Arthur Rimbaud. So, first of all, we should have an idea about the poet himself. Arthur Rimbaud, as the name suggests, is a French poet. He died at the tender age of 37. He started writing poetry at the age of 16. He was a sort of child prodigy. Child prodigy means a child who shows flashes of genius. কোনো শিশুর মধ্যে যদি প্রতিভা স্ফুরণ দেখা যায়, he or she is called a child prodigy. So Rimbaud was a child prodigy because at the age of 16 he wrote poems that fascinated the readers and the critics alike. তিনি এমন সব কবিতা 16 বছরেই লিখেছিলেন যা সমালোচক এবং পাঠক দুজনকেই স্তম্ভিত করে দেয়. He wrote for a few years and stopped writing altogether at the age of 20. That means Rimbaud wrote for roughly 4 years. He started writing when he was 16 and he wrote up to the age of 20. Then he stopped writing altogether. Rimbaud did not lead a very peaceful life. He led a restless life. At a very tender age, he became involved with many people, and he also had a very stormy relationship with another poet called Paul Verlaine. Paul Verlaine was another French poet, a famous French poet, and Rimbaud spent a few years with him. It was a very stormy relationship. Once Verlaine shot at Rimbaud, গুলি করেছিলেন, and the bullet hit him on the wrist. So you find, and at a very early age, Rimbaud became a drug addict. He took to hashish, opium, and other drugs. But he went on writing poetry all the same. He did not stop writing. He led a restless life. He became a drug addict. He became involved in many things, but he did not stop writing. And within that 4 years, he wrote poems that has influenced world literature. Actually, the modernist movements like surrealism, symbolism, everything was influenced by the poetry of Rimbaud. Rimbaud was for a brief period in the army. He joined the Dutch colonial army. Dutch, that means the army of Holland. Why did he join the Dutch colonial army? Because he wanted to go to Java. Java today is known as Indonesia. Ajke Java's naam Indonesia. At that time it was known as Java, and it was under the rule of Holland. So Rimbaud joined the Dutch colonial army to go to Java, but he was a deserter. He deserted the army. সৈন্যবাহিনী থেকে পালিয়েছিলেন, and he escaped to France. If he had been caught, he would have been court-martialed and condemned to death. ধরা পড়লে তার মৃত্যুদণ্ড হতো, but he escaped somehow. After stopping writing poems, Rimbaud tried his hand at business. He carried on business affairs, and he died at the age of 37. He died of bone cancer or osteosarcoma. So a short life, but a very tumultuous life. And the worth of a life cannot be measured by the years that a person lives. কোনো মানুষের জীবনের মূল্য সে কত বছর বাঁচবে তা দিয়ে ঠিক হয় না. It is determined by what he has done. Within that short phase, within a span of only 4 years, Rimbaud had written some exceptional poems. One of his very famous poems is The Drunken Boat. And this poem, a 100-line poem, tells us how a boat has got free from human control. একটা নৌকা কিভাবে মানুষের নিয়ন্ত্রণ থেকে বেরিয়ে এসেছে, because all the sailors are dead and it is drifting along the sea. This poem, The Drunken Boat, won high acclaims from the critics and the readers. এটা সমালোচক পাঠক দুয়েরই স্বীকৃতি পেয়েছিল। Now, this is in a nutshell something about Rimbaud. Our poem Asleep in the Valley is a sonnet. It is a Petrarchan sonnet. We know what a sonnet is. A sonnet is a poem having 14 lines. Petrarch, the precursor of Italian Renaissance Purana Vyaktitva Petrarch, was the first in the world to write poems. Poems means sonnets. So, after his name, the poems are called Petrarchan sonnets. There is another type of sonnet called Shakespearean sonnet. This is also in the syllabus. We will discuss it later. As I have already said, the Petrarchan sonnet is divided into 2 parts, the octave and the sestet. The first 8 lines are called the octave, the last 6 lines are called the sestet. You will find that this poem is also divided into an octave and a sestet, but there is a thing that has to be remembered. Here the octave part has been divided into 2 stanzas and the sestet part has been divided into 2 stanzas. এখানে octave একটা stanzaয় নেই. The octave has been divided into 2 stanzas, each having 4 lines. The sestet has been divided into 2 stanzas, each having 3 lines. So, Asleep in the Valley is a sonnet. Though it is a bit out of the way, but I must remind you about one thing. You have 4 poems in the syllabus. Out of them, 3 are sonnets. The only poem that is not a sonnet is On Killing a Tree. On Killing a Tree টাই শুধু sonnet নয়. All the remaining poems are sonnets. Asleep in the Valley is a sonnet. It is a Petrarchan sonnet. Now, what is this poem about? This poem is about war. এটা যুদ্ধ সম্পর্কিত কবিতা. As I have already said, Rimbaud had some experience of war as a soldier. He had joined the Dutch colonial army as a soldier, and he had come face to face with the horrors of war. যুদ্ধের বিভৎসতা নিজের চোখে তিনি দেখেছিলেন. Naturally, in his poems, Rimbaud has portrayed the futility of war, the horrors of war. নিজের কবিতায় Rimbaud ফুটিয়ে তুলেছিলেন যুদ্ধের বিভিন্ন নিষ্ফলতার দিকগুলি, ফুটিয়ে তুলেছিলেন যুদ্ধের আতঙ্ক এবং ভয়াবহতা. War brings about bloodshed. War brings about ruin. War brings about destruction. War does not bring about anything constructive. Rimbaud is not the only poet in the world who has written against wars. Many other poets, particularly some English poets, have also portrayed the horrors of war in their poems. They are called the war poets. For example, Robert Owen is a famous war poet. He, in his poems, has portrayed the horrors of war. Owen himself was a soldier. He took part in the First World War and he was killed in the battlefield. যুদ্ধক্ষেত্রে নিহত হয়েছিলেন Owen, and Owen has an Indian connection. When Owen's body was recovered in the battlefield, it was found that there was a book in his rucksack. তার ব্যাগের মধ্যে একটা বই ছিল। What was that book? That book was called Song Offerings, written by Rabindranath Tagore. কবিতার নাম বা বইটার নাম সং অফারিংস, আমরা যেটাকে বলি গীতাঞ্জলি, লেখক রবীন্দ্রনাথ ঠাকুর। In the battlefield, Owen was reading the poems of Rabindranath, and when he was killed, he was still reading the poems of Rabindranath. After his death, Owen's mother had sent a letter to Rabindranath and had written in the letter that I am grateful to you, আমি আপনার কাছে কৃতজ্ঞ, that the last hours of my son's life had been comforted by your poems. আমার ছেলের জীবনের শেষ মুহূর্তগুলো আপনার কবিতায় সান্ত্বনা পেয়ে পেয়েছিল। So Owen has an Indian connection. Okay, this is out of the way, but as it is also a poem about war, I referred to Robert Owen. Now Rambo, as a soldier, came face to face with the horrors of war, and in this poem we will find that he has pointed out the horrors of war. How he has done it, we have to understand. This poem, which is a sonnet, is also a war poem. So this poem has been written in the background of the Franco-Prussian War that took place in 1870. Franco-Prussian War. Franco, that means France. Prussia was the name of Germany. So Franco-Prussian War was a war fought between France and Germany. And the background of this poem is the Franco-Prussian War. You have to remember this. What is the background of this poem? The background of this poem is the Franco-Prussian War. So this video comes to an end, and I will upload another video. Thank you.